on the 30th of December 2022, that stadium is not financed by Fecafoot, meaning that the Northwest region, they are still looking forward to have stadiums that was promised by Samuel Eto'o. Then maybe to talk about our league here, the regional league here is not yet on. I will watch on TV news that that of the Southwest region was launched already. Yes. But unfortunately for us here in the Northwest region, there is no sign that the league might start anytime, given the fact that even the General Assembly has not yet been held. And of course, we've not yet had the confirmation of the new Fecafoot president for the Northwest region. The person who is there is just acting and per the rules and regulations that govern Fecafoot, the law. He was supposed to act just for a period of time and elections being held for a new president. But unfortunately, he has elapsed his period of interim, and up to date as I speak, we have not yet had elections to confirm who replaces Bigger Felix Nja almost as fourth vice president of Fecafoot. It's rather unfortunate. We are still hoping our hands are crossed to see how the movie unfolds.
Definitely, we will be getting more of what's going to transpire in terms of the launching of the Northwest Regional League. And equally, we want to say thank you very much for speaking to our mic on the sports program for High Television this evening.
It's a pleasure, Sonita, and I must comment that you're doing a great job and keep up. I know it's not easy. I appreciate a lot what you're doing, and of course, my doors are always open. Anytime you feel that I can participate or give my own quarter on the development of sports in our country, then I'll be very, very happy to answer your call.
Thank you very much. And yes, that was Anon Kum, a journalist from the Northwest region equally, that has been following Cameroonian football and equally other international football happenings around the globe. And that is it in terms of what he had to say in terms of the dual identity and equally the proximity stadium and what is happening or what's delaying the Northwest Regional League for it to actually kickstart, just as the Southwest Regional League and equally the West Regional League. And yes, right away we will be talking to one of the communications managers in terms of Victoria United, that is Mr. Kang Elvis, who is going to be telling us what is their say in terms of this particular dual identification about their players. And to remind you that they had about 7 players that were actually listed in terms of about 62 players for the EMTN Elite One Championship, where they have Wilfred Nathan and G. Richmond, who is the second highest goal scorer. We talk about somebody like Twente Killan and many others players from Victoria United, and we are going to talk to Kang Elvis after this break. To the program, and yes, we will be talking to one of the communications officers in terms of Victoria United that will be giving to us on their own take about this issue of dual identification. Like I earlier told you, about 7 players of theirs was tagged in terms of this particular investigation by the Federation. That's if only is from the Federation. Thank you very much, Mr. Kang Elvis, for joining us on the program today.
It's a pleasure being on the program, and of course, Sonita, I must tell you, the saga as far as double identification in Cameroon is becoming so devastating.
Okay. Talk to us. I know that Victoria United will be participating in the playoffs, but now participating in the playoffs with your highest goal scorer, Richmond G, and equally Nathan Wilfred and a host of other players. Without them, in terms of this particular investigation, what has been happening so far for the team?
Well, I think I can give you the rundown of the team. So far, the team has gone back to training.
Okay.
We don't have any issue as far as the double identification is concerned. As you can see on the official handle of Victoria United, we publish a communique to make the public understand that Wilfred Nathan Tuwala and Richmond G do not have a double identification. So these are let me take a lot of people. I know a lot of people are listening to me right now.
Okay.
When we take them back, you will realize that when Fecafoot published a list, Fecafoot did not say it was the final list. Fecafoot said it was a provisional list, which means list provisoire, which means it is something temporal, which means club had at least 48 hours to bring justification for the said players that they said they have double identification. So for me, we went on our social media handle to say our players don't have double identification, especially Wilfred Nathan and Richmond. For the others like Shejo and Tina, those are players that were recruited in the January transfer window. We took these players from other clubs and we don't know anything about their identification. They haven't played any game for Victoria United so far. And for Mendwa Martins, the light of Mendwa Martins, we took Mendwa Martins from Offshore Sport Academy. We don't know about his double identification as yet. So, but we took our justification to the Cameroon Football Federation to see how they can look into it, because we believe that with the justification that we have, these players do not have double identity so far. Our goalkeeper, Danga, that we took from Betwa has been relegated to maybe the third division. But we don't know if he has a double identification, because it was just mentioned that these players have double identification. That is the motive, but they didn't show us the similarities between the pictures that they are saying. And for me to correct the media men and the social media, I want to say double identification does not necessarily mean change of age. It can be change of name, it can be change of a day that you were born, or it can be change of a month that you were born. It doesn't necessarily mean you have changed your date of birth. So I want to say, as far as Victoria United is concerned, we do not have double identification at this level.
Thank you very much. There is another report on social media that I saw yesterday, and many persons are getting worried and asking me a lot of questions that they see reports saying, indicating that Fuvu Azu has taken back their place. Maybe as a team communication officer, you should rectify these particular reports that have been circulating on social media.
Well, I think the CCR, Avion Academy and Ovazu, they went to CCR to lay claims that Fecafoot gave us 3 free points. But I would like to take people memory lane when we had the issue of Alinga Emmanuel, who he was given 6 months ban. It was because for this same reason of double identification, Victoria United in the process lost points against UMS of Loom. Victoria United took the initiative as well, did the same as UMS did, and today the Avion is protesting or saying that Fecafoot gave us the 3 points. Meanwhile, we had 6 players of Avion Academy who had double identity, but the committee in charge decided to sanction just 1 player. Now they have gone to CCR to say maybe Fecafoot is favoring Victoria United. But I stand here today to tell you that Victoria United is in the playoff, and we are going to kickstart the match on Sunday. The Chambers of Arbitration for Sports has problem with Fecafoot, not with Victoria United. So I want to tell people it is not yet official. We are waiting for CCR to remove an official document stipulating that Victoria United will not play in the playoff.
Thank you very much. I talked to us so far about the preparation as she will be heading to Douala in the days ahead.
And of course, Victoria United, I think since Monday, we have intensified training as far as the club is concerned, putting on some new tactics, physical train, work in the gym, and then try to see how we could approach opponents, because we have matches online that we have downloaded to see how our opponents play, because, you know, a club like Colombe Sportive, the Jar and Lobo, they were not in Group B as far as the league is concerned. So we need to understand how this team will play. Familiar names like Potong Sport, Garwa, we already played them. Star Renard of Melon, we already played teams like that. Young Sport Academy of Bamenda, we already played them. But I think one of the players that we think we might have difficulty, that we are struggling to make corrections as far as our game plan is concerned, is against Gazelle of Garwa. You have Kanong Sportive of Yaoundé and Colombe Sportive of the Jar and Lobo. I think that these are areas that we want to concentrate, because we believe that the other opponents, we have played them and we are up to the task. So preparation get towards the resumption of the playoff. It has been long the Popo got to this level, and we believe that we are preparing so hard to make sure that our very first game will get victory.
And that is going to be against Dinamo. Any special preparations to that?
Yeah, Dinamo, as you all know, we had it's like a derby between the two sides, because in the MTN Elite 2 Championship, it was a derby. We have played them 2 times. We won them 1, and they won us in Douala. And I think that is going to be another final for Victoria United. The president, Juan Valentine, said every match, as far as the playoff is concerned, is a final for Victoria United.
Thank you very much for speaking to our mic today.
It's a pleasure, Sonita.
Thank you very much, and that is it. That was Mr. Kang Valentine Visari. He's part of the communication team for Victoria United, the Southwest flag bearer in terms of the Yepton Elite 1 Championship. And like you heard him, Victoria United will and is at the playoffs, and they will be participating in that particular championship. So all the other reports that are circulating on social media that Fuvu Azu has taken back the place after some decisions that were made in terms of that particular report, as they say, it's not correct, as preparations are ongoing for the club. Yes, we are going to take on this break, and when we come back, we are going to talk on more issues about the Cameroonian football. That's it. You heard from Kumanol, the journalist from the Northwest region, who spoke about the dual identification and equally what he thinks about the proximity stadium that is currently being already taking shape in terms of the construction. And he reiterated and made us to understand that at that particular stadium, it's not financed by Feka Football, but rather supervised, that it takes a requirement of a stadium, and that is fully sponsored by the UNDP, and equally the delayance to why the Northwest Regional League has not yet started. And just to equally remind you that during last year, the same Northwest region were one of the very last region to commence and actually giving a representative in terms of the national interpolls. And equally, we are asking ourselves that what's happening in terms of the Northwest Bureau. And as it stands now, since Mr. Mbika Felix was equally made the fourth vice president for Fecafoot, that his position as the regional president for Fecafoot has been vacant for a moment now, and that is why some the things organizations have not been going through in terms of the Northwest Regional League. As we find, the clubs have been preparing so far better and not having any heads up in terms of when the league is going to commence. And just to remind you that just about 2 or 3 regions, 4 regions, so we talk about the center, we talk about the northern region, and equally the southwest and the west region that have started or kick-started their regional leagues already. And I think that this is a call for concern, because if you want to look at how the calendar is going to look like, it tells you that these regions are going to be backward in terms of representatives, as equally somebody like the west region, it's already in about 9 to 10 match days, and we here in the southwest region equally, we just launched on Saturday, and I'm very sure that in the weeks ahead, the full fixtures for the match day 1 is going to be unveiled to you for the league to commence as it started on smoothly. And equally, we had Mr. Kang Elvis, one of the communications officer for Victoria United, who has equally split it out and explained what has been happening in terms of their own dual identification saga, where it's been Wilfred Nathan at the forefront of all these issues of dual identification. And like I said, like he earlier said, they are waiting for a final verdict in terms of the appeal that they set forth in terms of this particular 7 players of theirs that were actually attacked on that investigation list, where they made emphasis on Richmond Injim, who stands at the second highest goal scorer for the Hampton Elite 1 Championship with 12 goals, and equally Wilfred Nathan, the midfielder, who has been equally on the front line of this particular issue. We talk about Danga, their goalkeeper. We talk about Twente Killian, their first choice in terms of the captainship, and many other men that they got from other various clubs. And we are all waiting to see what is going to transpire in terms of the verdict for this particular provisional list of players with double identification. We keep on asking ourselves several questions. Are we doing the right things or not? Are we protecting these players or not? Are we selling out our league cheaper to the public or not? And mind you that we are barely about 3 to 4 days to the kickstart of the playoffs, and with all this, how is the psychology of these players? How is their mentality? What charisma are they having as they are going to participate in the playoffs, or equally the plays down? Because you have some of these players in the various clubs, both Elite 1 and 2, that will be playing either the playoffs or the play down. And these are some of the questions that we are asking ourselves to what's going to transpire in terms of the 2023-2024 playoffs that is going to be played in Yaoundé, Douala, and the West region. And that is the package that we had for you today. To you, are we doing the right thing, or do we still have to learn in terms of managing our football issues that are transpiring in our national territory? And yes, that was the package that we had for you, right up from the sports update to our 2 analysts that we had and called as Arnold Nkume journalist, and equally Kang Elvis, Victoria United communication officer, to tell us what has been happening, and preparations are equally ongoing from the 2 sides, where Young Sports Academy, despite the fact that they have 13 players tagged with this dual identification, preparations are commencing. But another big question that we have a message that says that with Young Sports Academy having a total of about 13 good players, and majority of these players are just starting 11, and he asked that who are those that are going to be playing the match then? What talents, what fruits are we going to see in terms of these particular playoffs that we'll be participating in, and you'll find a lot of this happening in this particular issue of the saga, and we all have to say let's only wait and see what the federation is going to give out as verdict. And it's very important that we let you know that to those who are reading in terms of suspension, no player yet has been suspended in terms of that provisional list, as a verdict to that is not yet out. And that is the package that we had for you today on High Sports this particular Wednesday, 13th of March 2024. And yes, if you want to stay with High TV as High Prime, it's going to be coming up with you to bring to you every interesting news, what is story that is roaming around. And I am Sonny Tangoni. Pick up the rendezvous with me tomorrow on the Elela Bamu show at 7 a.m. as I will be bringing to you sports updates on what is happening in terms of the sports world along the globe. And I know that my Arsenal fans equally are watching closely, equally Chelsea, Real Madrid, and all the other clubs. I want to say a blessed night to you. And once more, I can't go without appreciating our one-man army, Thankful Clothing, for manipulating the 10,000 bottles and making sure that we could equally speak to Mr. Evans and equally and all. And I want to say bye-bye for now, and do not touch that dial as we are having the High Prime newscast that will be coming your way.